WWE SummerSlam 2026 is happening this Saturday and Sunday, August 1st and 2nd of 2026. And the question of this video is, are you excited? Am I excited? Are you looking forward to arguably the biggest weekend of the summer? WWE have done something where they have tried to make WWE SummerSlam as eventful and as big as WrestleMania, ever going back to last year when they made WWE SummerSlam a two-night event, the first time in its history, trying to recapture what makes the two-night WrestleMania special as well. But you could argue where WWE's momentum is in terms of its storylines, in terms of its booking, and in terms of the interest. People will be at SummerSlam, and thankful enough to WWE dropping the ticket sales for the show. They were able to spike up a lot of tickets for that one day, and probably even more as of now. But the question is, are these matches that intriguing? This is not more of a predictions video, it's more of just discussing all the matches that have been confirmed and if they are intriguing to make SummerSlam a very intriguing show overall. As of right now, there's 6 matches on both nights. They have now confirmed the two-night event as itself, and we're going to start off with the matches that are confirmed for night 1. Starting with a match that we literally saw in the last PLE. Liv Morgan will be defending her for the first time since winning the title, will be defending her Women's World Championship against the Queen of the Ring winner, Io Sky. This feud, has it felt like a feud? It feels like Liv Morgan has spent more time feuding with Danhausen than actually interacting with Io Sky. This will be Liv Morgan's first ever title defense since winning the championship at WrestleMania 42 against Stephanie Becker, in a title reign that is once again questionable by Triple H. Questionable, especially with this being a repeated trope that Triple H loves to do with certain women's champions. He did this with Io Sky last year after one title defense in that incredible 3-way between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Then she just goes on to never defend the title, tells Nikki Bella that she was an inspiration while she does absolutely nothing, and then loses the title at Evolution. Jade Cargill has had this where she went 100 days before actually defending the title, and now it's Liv Morgan's turn. And this is, I believe, Liv Morgan's second title reign as a world champion. Her first reign wasn't really that exciting, and this time around, it's the same thing. Nothing against Liv Morgan. It is clear WWE are trusting Liv Morgan and see something in her, but the booking has just been non-existent. Even if you can play the excuse of Stephanie Becker not even being in WWE, it just shows that WWE don't really have anything for her. And the problem with this match is that I've seen this match before, with Io Sky getting the victory, and it's pretty clear that Liv Morgan is going to beat Io Sky. That's probably a prediction in its own right, but in this, it's just, I just think that this feud hasn't really been a feud. I feel like most of the focus has just been Liv and Danhausen more than Io, you know? I think this is just a world title match that could be good and could end up being better than what they had at Night of Champions, which I thought was just a fine match overall. Io Sky is a capable wrestler in her own right, arguably one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I think Liv Morgan is competent. I will not call her a ring general like what Triple H called her in the season 3 of WWE Unreal, but she's competent. She's definitely rose up to the occasion and has become someone that is over with the fans and then other people as well. But she isn't the type of like wrestler that engages me in the ring, like, I don't know, like a Becky Lynch, a Bianca Belair, a Rhea Ripley, an Asuka, an Io Sky, even a Kairi Hojo, and others that I haven't named as well. But happy that she's in this position. But overall, I know what I'm going to get myself into, but that's how I kind of feel. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. I think we should have a real discussion about this feud. Has this feud really helped Obafemi as much as we really think it has? Because you could argue that this feud should have ended when Obafemi beat Brock Lesnar the first time. But we had to scale this back for 2 more matches, one where Brock Lesnar got his win back, and Obafemi won the King of the Ring, then decided not to go for any of the championships, maybe because Roman Reigns said that the guy's not ready yet. Roman Reigns, the current World Heavyweight Champion, is advising like, yo, you're not ready yet. You won the King of the Ring. You beat Brock Lesnar in record time, but you're not ready yet. This company, man, what is going on? So he decides to not take his opportunity and decide to vacate or just not take his opportunity anyway. He used the excuse of if I took my opportunity, would have cost it anyway. This is a Brock Lesnar, by the way, who hasn't showed up and has said in kayfabe that I don't watch the shows. Paul Heyman just lets me know. And if Brock Lesnar was going to stop your opportunity, you could have done this any time. You could have done this in the first match you had, or the semifinals, or even the final itself. So I just think it's a cop-out. Honestly, like, some people say that this is a smart choice. I look at it as a cop-out just for WWE not to put the title on him, so that Roman Reigns and CM Punk can go into WrestleMania Saudi as champions. But this feud, there's been some fine segments, but I feel like there's a repetitiveness, especially with this, especially coming off the last week's episode of Monday Night Raw, where we had Ober inside the cell beating up police officers, and then Brock Lesnar coming out saying that, oh, I obviously weighed myself in before, I just weigh 1 pound heavier than you. It just kind of feels like a lot of repetitiveness that we've seen here. So I think the match could be good, potentially. I've liked the interactions they've had, but we could almost argue that the more they've kind of delayed this feud, the more it hasn't really helped Obafemi. And I feel like it helped Obafemi when we had that one match at WrestleMania, that one significant match that did more for Oba than this is doing for the feud itself. But maybe that's just me. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys versus the Bloodline. This is Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso. I think the best thing about this has been Solo Sikoa. Out of nowhere, he has come out and just been entertaining, absolutely, on the mic. Did not expect this. As for Royce Keys, hasn't been the greatest of starts coming into WWE. Was a thing where he said, like, oh, I've really enjoyed my time. It's overexceeded my expectations. Are you sure about that? But yeah, it's just a 6-man tag, which I clearly see the Bloodline winning, and just gonna move on with that. Another 6-man tag, which is gonna involve the women, which is the Bella Twins. Nikki Bella, now fully fit or fully cleared. She will be tagging with her sister and Paige against Fatal Influence. A group, mind you, the Fatal Influence I feel like has had a bit of a yo-yo start to WWE, clearly brought in to kind of get a bit of a push. Fallon Henley and Lani Reed won the tag team championships at the night main event, and I think JC Jane has just kind of has had a steady move into whatever they're doing. There's something for Fatal Influence that they want to push down the line. I think with the team of course, the Bella Twins and Paige, they're here just to kind of put the young guards over. I would guess that they would get the win, the Fatal Influence, but I have a feeling that they could. But listen, this isn't really a prediction show, but this is just kind of fine, you know. It's fine, but yeah, that's all I'll say. It's fine. Then Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Gunther's been a very interesting case study. WWE Unreal Season 3 has been very interesting because it's like you're watching in real time where you were watching. If it was Gunther getting the push with John Cena's match, or Braun Breaker being part of the Vision, or the likes of Dominic Mysterio, who we'll talk about here, or Liv Morgan getting that big rub with John Cena in the Survivor Series match. And then you look into their career now and where they've gone. Gunther's one of those people. Gunther has retired John Cena and AJ Styles, and has gone on to have WWE title matches where he has failed to get the title in multiple occasions, and now he's beefing with Nick Aldis. So look, it's cool to see Nick Aldis in the ring, finally, after so long. So it is going to be interesting to see Nick Aldis, Magnus, come back. But it's been a bit of a yo-yo situation with Gunther. It's almost because of how big the momentum he's had. WWE just don't know what to do with Gunther in terms of, do we want to make him a world champion? Do we want him to interact with the likes of a Roman Reigns, a Cody Rhodes more, a CM Punk, or others? And it's almost like, no, we just don't want to, because we have potential long-term goals with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And now he's just kind of stuck in a position where these are the feuds he's going. I do think the Nick Aldis feud has been slightly intriguing, and it is cool to see Nick Aldis get involved. I think the fact that him having to kind of stay under the ring during Gunther's match was kind of ridiculous, but hey, that's WWE for you. I think it'll be intriguing from just seeing Nick Aldis wrestle in the ring, but I think there's got to be a question on what we do with Gunther after this, because it's tough now, you know? The guy has retired Cena, Goldberg, as I did mention as well, and AJ Styles, or is he going to retire the GM? But we'll see. But yeah. And then what I think will be the night one main event will be CM Punk defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. They had a good promo last week on SmackDown. There's definitely tension there. I feel like this match has been made because they need to sell tickets. I feel like this was a match you could see at WrestleMania, but they've decided to push it here. These are two people who have interacted with each other before in promos heading into the Royal Rumble. Really good promos. And we're finally getting it here. Of course, CM Punk won the championship on that Monday Night Raw episode in Chicago against Sami Zayn, to a lot of noise about, was this the right decision or whatever. And look, CM Punk is in the position where he wanted all this time. When he did the pipe bomb, this is where CM Punk wanted to be. He wanted to be in an opportunity to be recognized as a top guy, and he's here. Could this lean towards potentially one person doing a heel turn? Who knows? Do I think WWE have the time to change Cody Rhodes into a heel? Doubt it. Like, I feel like they want to still make more money as Cody as a babyface. And I like Cody. It's just that I think it's time for him to just step away from the undisputed WWE title for a while. That was why I think it would be better if he doesn't win here. But this is a night one main event, and Cody ain't main eventing night two because a certain tribal chief is main eventing night two. And that is kind of my thoughts on night one of SummerSlam so far. And I'll move into night two. The WWE United States Championship will be on the line as Trick Williams will be defending his United States Championship, which he won at WrestleMania, against the returning Baron Corbin. Now, you would have been thinking that we are finally going to get the Trick Williams-Carmelo Hayes match that we've been desperately wanting to get. But no, WWE had different plans. Baron Corbin made his return not too long ago. It was rumored that he was going to make his return to WWE, to the surprise or to potentially the appraise of anyone. Baron Corbin's okay, if I'm going to be honest. He is someone who has a really good finisher that was very protected, but it almost feels like, what are we doing with Carmelo Hayes? Like, WrestleMania, you don't put him in for this match. This now for SummerSlam, you don't. It just kind of feels odd. And I mean, we'll get into the predictions maybe eventually, but this all, without just kind of, well, we're just saying it, I kind of feel like this is designed to kind of give Baron Corbin the win as he's making his return, because it just doesn't make any sense for Corbin to go in WWE debut and just to lose. But yeah, it is what it is. Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio in a Humans Monies on the Pole match, where the winner will get the 100,000s that Danhausen stole. WWE have had a very intriguing and very overexposure use of Danhausen. And this is being recorded straight after arguably one of the worst, in my opinion, but I think for a vast majority of people, one of the worst segments that WWE have done, with the whole concert between him, Joe Hendry, and controversial boxer Ryan Garcia. Look, I like Danhausen. I feel like WWE are in a position where they're using him a lot because he's making them a lot of money. He's getting crowd reactions, merchandise, whatnot. But why is, like, and like I said, this goes back to WWE Unreal Season 3, where they utilized the fact that Dominic Mysterio was the last person to beat John Cena on a WWE PLE. And since then, what have we really done with Dominic Mysterio? He had his rivalry with Finn Balor, a feud that you could argue has been building for years, ever since Finn Balor joined the Judgment Day, ever since the friction has happened. And since then, he's kind of done nothing. You know, he's kind of been in the background. I don't even think he's been used as much in AAA as well. He's currently the AAA champion. I feel like he's going to drop that belt eventually at Triple Mania to potentially El Grande Americano, Ludwig Kaiser. But this with Danhausen is just, I feel like it's beneath him, you know? And sure, maybe people find entertainment to this, but Danhausen's involvement in the Judgment Day kind of feels a bit lazy. One example is Liv Morgan going in before her tournament finals with Io Sky. Danhausen curses her, so it's like, oh, she lost because she was cursed by Danhausen. I just kind of felt like that's lazy writing. But yeah, I can see Dominic getting the win, because we still need to make him look a little bit strong ahead of potentially dropping the belt at Triple Mania. But yeah, But yeah, that's all I could really say. But yeah. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. They will be contending in a number one contenders match for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Sami Zayn has unfortunately been on the short pole of having one of the lowest title reigns he's ever had. Finn Balor has just kind of been there on SmackDown while interacting with the likes of Tama Tonga. I see Sami Zayn winning this and setting up a future title shot between him and who I think will be CM Punk down the line. This should be a really good match between two very entertaining veteran wrestlers in Finn Balor and Sami Zayn, but I'm pulling for Sami Zayn to get the victory in this match. We have a 5-way ladder match to crown the interim WWE Women's Champion, as Rhea Ripley is currently out with which I believe a torn meniscus. We have Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green, and Charlotte Flair, and either Julia or Lash Legend will be in this match. Judging by WWE's booking, Julia's going to get shifted, and it's probably going to be Lash Legend. No disrespect to Lash Legend, but I just feel like that's going to happen. I kind of feel like it almost feels like WWE just have nothing else for all these other women to potentially put the belt on them, so they want to keep Rhea Ripley until she comes back. The concept of interim championships just don't really work in wrestling. I know AEW did this. Sometimes I think it kind of worked to an extent when you were kind of trying to push. I remember when Jamie Hayter was the interim champion, then became the Undisputed champion. AEW did this a bit, which didn't really work out long term, and I feel like with this one, it's going to be the same thing. It's just I feel like they're just biding their time until Rhea Ripley comes back. But it is a torn meniscus, which feels like could be a while. And also, they're not the real champion at the end of the day, because Rhea Ripley can come back and be like, "Oh, I never lost the title. You're never the real champion." But yeah, I think the match could be good, but yeah, interesting. We're getting a ladder match here, and then I think in October, Money in the Bank's going to happen. Crazy that Money in the Bank is happening in October. Wow. Then it will be Penta versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. I have liked what they've done with Chad Gable. His theme song still stinks. But this is arguably a rematch of when they faced off for the very first time when Penta made his debut. I think Penta's been one of the better champions in WWE, always defending the belts. But with Chad Gable, it's clearly the momentum he's currently going on after his El Grande Americano match. And I'll be looking forward to this match with the dynamics change. This is a babyface versus babyface, with Chad Gable looking at redemption for what he's done when he was mocking luchadors, mocking a lot of things, but finding forgiveness and redemption in his run as a babyface. This is a match I am looking forward to. Not too much has been done. They've kind of been interacting as like face versus face with respect towards one another. But yeah, we'll be looking forward to that. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. This will be the big main event of night 2. A match made in the making, potentially the last time we will see Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in the ring. I think the build has been fine. I think they had a few good segments, but it's kind of been the same old, like, Seth Rollins, like, I've worked everything to this, Roman Reigns has been gifted this, yes, yes, and yes. Like, there's been some good segments, but I kind of feel like I just want to get to the match, to be honest. I know Monday Night Raw, they alluded to the fact that, oh my god, Seth Rollins was all on his own face, towards the entrance ramp, and it's that whole shield thing that they do where the chair shot and everything, and Roman Reigns is still consumed by hatred of Seth Rollins because of what he did, but it was Seth Rollins took the advantage with a curb stomp. This is a big match on paper. There's a lot of history in this match. I just kind of feel like the feud itself hasn't made me feel like I want Seth Rollins to win. If you're a Seth Rollins fan and you want Seth to win, go on ahead, but hasn't made me convinced that Seth is going to win, or I want Seth to win. I think one of the promos he did where the crowd barely cared and he tried to interact with a 9-year-old, or kind of use a 9-year-old as an example, just didn't work, and then you had LA Knight to come out and absolutely overshadow him. Then Roman Reigns the next week, a better promo, but Roman Reigns arguably had the better lines. Then we're involving basketball celebrities in this, which is so TKO coded that it's like, at this point, even if you're a WWE and a basketball fan, who is this for? Like, and people will argue like, oh, we're trying to get the basketball and the other fans into WWE, the casual fans. And then it'll say, like, are we converting these casual fans who are seeing this segment into long-term fans? For me, it felt, and this is coming from someone who, with all due respect, I don't really care for basketball, but I respect sport. Did this make people interact with with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins more? I doubt it. You know, the people that will be fans of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, who know the history, who know the background of both of them being in the Shield to now, they will be intrigued. But everyone else, that segment made Seth Rollins more of a heel than a babyface, if you would ask me. But I think as a match, it could be a great match. Definitely will be. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins will be on it. Roman Reigns, especially after his incredible match with CM Punk at Night 2 of WrestleMania, will be motivated to kind of showcase himself here again. I'm leaning to, well, judging by how I'm kind of talking, I think Roman Reigns is going to beat Seth Rollins. I just don't see Seth winning anytime soon. But this potentially will be the last time that we could see them one-on-one, as that has been something they've been kind of teasing for a bit. But yeah, those are my thoughts on SummerSlam in terms of the build. I kind of feel like the build has been a bit all over the place. So, I mean, what's been the best booked match on the show? I mean, some of the booking has been fine, some have just kind of been whatever. On paper, the show looks decent, looks good, and it could end up being a good show overall. But I kind of feel like a lot of the build for this has just been maybe lackluster for me. And while I know that I will be, to an extent, looking forward to SummerSlam, or just having the feeling that, oh, SummerSlam will be there when it hits WrestleMania Saturday, off topic, I'm probably more excited for Spider-Man that's coming out than WWE SummerSlam, but that's unrelated. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling ahead of WWE SummerSlam, which will be a few days, or maybe a day or a few days away when this gets uploaded? Like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts. I've been O'Riordan from Main Event Mike. Have a blessed day, and I'll catch you guys later.